15 love.
Well, as in any match, it's important for Novak to serve well, particularly against his opponent today, whose weapons are to let rip early within a point. He won't want long rallies against Novak. From Novak's perspective, he'll be doing his best to work the ball side to side, really keep the big man on the run. If you let him get set, particularly off that backhand side, he uses the line well, and he has the ability to really flatten it out and penetrate through the court.
Goodness me, 26 strokes in that exchange.
This is only the first game. They're just about belting the cover off the ball. I thought that was pretty good touch, but he showed some good agility here and racket head control to ease this one down the line.
Break point in the opening game for KHACHANOV. Oh, he's got it. What a start for the young Russian.
First game.
Well, it's a little bit of what we expected from KHACHANOV there. He is so powerful, so dynamic off the ground. This is his big shot, this backhand, very reminiscent in a way of Yevgeny Kafelnikov. But I think he hits it a lot harder than Yevgeny did. And that's a blistering start. That sends a message straight out of the blocks.
Nice approach from Djokovic.
Love 15.
Forehand from Novak Djokovic.
Love 30.
Well, he's been dealt a setback with the break, but he's battling back. And And there'll be a second serve coming along for Novak. He may be able to generate 3 break points of his own here.
Strokes that time.
Well, if they can keep this up, we're in for a ripping match. This has been an extraordinary opening game and a half. The quality of ball striking is just superb. The retrieving equally as good. Novak here finishing it off with the forehand again, though.
3 break points.
Djokovic.
KHACHANOV might challenge this. No, he's decided not to.
1 game all. First set.
KHACHANOV just checked with Fergus Murphy. Fergus indicated that it was wide. Well, what a start. 2 games, plenty of great long rallies, 2 breaks of serve.
Love 15.
Seeing a little bit of a pattern developing here.
15 all.
I'm interested to see whether KHACHANOV has the variation that's going to be required to beat Novak. You just can't try and pummel the ball through him all day long. He's a bit of a brick wall at the back. His movement is as good as anybody's on tour. Novak will have to keep his eye on his time between points here too.
Yeah, 25 seconds is the requirement. Put it out.
Both men showing their softer side there.
30-15.
Well, there's some of the variety that I mentioned that he may have to use, but if he gets drawn into that forecourt, KHACHANOV, he's so big that he loses in that agility department to his competitor here today. Novak excels coming forward.
Novak's wife in the centre there.
(40-15). Game, Djokovic.
Djokovic is first to hold serve.
Djokovic leads 2-1, first set.
Really impressed with how Novak managed to just bounce straight back, break to love. And, you know, Khachanov didn't play a bad service game either. The quality of the points were extraordinary. But these are mentally, for me, really good signs watching Novak. The ability to have had to wait all day, come out at 7 o'clock, that's not easy. There's a lot of nervous energy that you expend in waiting when you're not sure what time you're going to get on. He looks nice and fresh.
People filing back in. Didn't take long to get back in with their refreshments.
Take your seats quickly, please. Ladies and gentlemen, seats, please. Time.
Well, this court will be just about full to bursting before too long. Still some seats in the sunshine.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready.
First set, 1-2. Oh, Novak Djokovic slipped and fell quite heavily there.
Awkward.
15-love.
There's one man that can get out of that. That's Novak, with all the yoga, Pilates and variations of training that he does.
Correction. Replay the point. 15-love.
Overruled from the chair. Still hurting. Left hand hit the ground quite hard.
Both did so well here. The wind swirling through the centre of the court. Good touch there. And wonderful control just to push this one deep.
$40-love. $40-15.
It's one of the great backhands to have ever played the game, Novak's, and that backhand down the line is going to be one of the key things for him today. You can see there that Khachanov likes to lean into his backhand corner, so exposes that line.
$40-30.
5 forehand winners from Djokovic now. See so much
2 games all.
terrific
First set.
touch in this match so far. Plenty of these rallies played at close range.
I don't think Novak could believe his luck there that Khachanov actually went back towards him. He sort of faked and hoped that he would. There's plenty of room to make that volley.
Love.
First round victory over Tennis Sandgren, the appropriately named Tennis Sandgren, was Djokovic's 100th tour level grass court match.
Let's first round.
Djokovic is going to challenge it, but I think I saw a little puff of white.
That's the closest line to us in the commentary, I agree.
Mr. KHACHANOV challenging the call. Left near sideline, ball was called out.
Oh, it was called out. We didn't hear the out call, neither did Karen.
And Djokovic challenged, so initially was out.
A blade of grass. There's not much in that, surely.
30 love.
Must have been dust that flew up rather than chalk.
Plenty then.
Yeah. Definite puff then.
Mr. KHACHANOV has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, that was a good smash. That was difficult with the breeze then.
So Djokovic serves out to love.
Djokovic leads 3 games to 2. First set.
Puts himself back in front. With serve again now. 2-3. Well, he's one of 8 players over the age of 30 into the last 16 this year, Novak Djokovic. Equals the Open era record for the number of 30-somethings through to the round of 16 in any major.
It's incredible how that age has pushed out.
Yeah.
Finished retiring at 34. 34 was actually sort of a year or 2 older than most were retiring. And now Roger is making 37, 38 look like the number you need to get to.
And Venus Williams is suggesting she may try and play on into her 40s.
I remember, you know, growing up, so much talked about Rosewell making Wimbledon in the Grand Slam finals at 39, and Jimmy Connors at 39 making US Open semi-final. It was beyond belief, but I think it's going to be happening again soon.
Healthy living, good eating, adjustment to your training regime as you get older. Djokovic seems to have covered all the bases. He eats only organic food. Not sure if he's fully vegan at the moment, but he has a very strict diet. So with serve in the first. 2-3.
Love 15.
Well, something for us to keep an eye on here is the service action of Khachanov, and also his ace count in this match. That's big off the forehand. Throughout the tournament, Matt, Khachanov served 84 aces.
15 all.
He hasn't had one in this match. thus far. So he's obviously been dominating by serve. So far, he hasn't sort of clocked it towards the 130s, which you might expect from someone as big as he is. Those legs are strong, can drive up into range.
30-15.
But the pressure that's coming from him today is from one of the greatest returners that's played in Djokovic. He has that ability to get racket on ball, get it into play. And I'm keen to see whether he can actually do damage with his serve. He needs to get as many free points as he can. Because by contrast, Novak only served 34 for the tournament, so he's relying heavily on his baseline game to win matches.
Yeah, that's 50 fewer aces than KHACHANOV. Here's a break point for Novak Djokovic. KHACHANOV could really do with one of those aces now.
Djokovic leads 4 games to 2 first set.
The reality there is that is a build-up of the pressure of Novak just getting every big first serve back. The thing with KHACHANOV's serve is it's big but it's flat, and so Novak has no trouble absorbing that pace. He needs to add some variety if he's going to do some damage here. That's the second service game he's lost already.
So Djokovic is serving for a 5-2 lead in the first set.
Love 15.
Two unforced errors, and Djokovic is in danger of squandering this break of serve that he's worked hard for.
This has been his issue.
Love 14.
We've seen such a high quality from Novak, and then all of a sudden there is a drop in intensity and concentration, and that's the reason he still hasn't got back to his best thus far.
3 break points now for KHACHANOV.
2 years ago,
15-14.
it would have been a relentless, quick, tight, strong game. And now he's still, throughout a lot of his matches, he's just giving his opponent glimpses of hope. Even when he's well ahead, he seems to just slightly drop off that level.
Has broken back. 2 breaks of serve each now in this opening set. It's 3-4.
Djokovic leads 4 games to 3. First set. New balls, please.
Two years old now, KHACHANOV. Trained as a youngster in Split in Croatia, which is a bit of a hotbed of European tennis on the clay courts there, and he's returned to Vedran Martic, his coach there from Split in the last couple of years.
Spent a lot of time with Galoplenko in Spain. Started in Split, went to Spain and has come back, and the form's come back a little with that as well. It's really interesting, I think, because we've talked about the next generations, and my countryman Nick Kyrgios has been thrown around that, Zverev. But 2 young players have really sort of risen in this last 6 months to make a big name for him. KHACHANOV on screen there. Tsitsipas, who went out today. But 2 quite exciting, big, powerful young players that are actually starting to almost potentially leapfrog the ones that we thought maybe potential slam winners. He's starting to put his name in that group.
Take your seats quickly, please. Thank you.
Djokovic just had a few words towards his connections there. Marian Vida watching on.
Just not ruthless enough with the volley.
Love.
There's Marian Vida on the left.
He's been brought back really into the camp too. He's the one staple that's been there throughout Novak's career.
Breeze seems to be freshening a bit now, swirling around this #1 court.
So clever. KHACHANOV did so well to make the first couple of volleys, especially the second one. That lunge. Now this shot was really difficult. It was starting to get below the net. He couldn't hit a clean winner, so he just deftly puts it down in front of the big tall Russian, and that gave him the ability to get the next one high above and put away. Smart tennis.
(30-15). (40-15). Vault. (40-30).
30 minutes played, and they continue to battle on through this opening set. A few clouds around now, the breeze is picking up.
continues to let Djokovic down.
Four games all. First set.
Some jagged mental showings from Djokovic here after see the belt to the ball, chatting to the players' box when he came out from the change of ends. A little flip of the racket, not worthy of a code violation, but enough if you're his opponent to know you've got him rattled.
No warning from Fergus Murphy, but he'll be keeping an eye on Djokovic.
Love.
So here's the moment with Djokovic's little mini meltdown.
A couple of things happening for me right now, Matt.
30 love.
Khachanov's got used to the pace of Djokovic's ball, and if anything, there's a little bit of pace coming off Djokovic now. He started hitting it really thumping. He's starting to just perhaps steer, and that's giving Khachanov time. Well, it was a perfectly structured point from the Russian, but the hustle into the net was lacking. A huge step to that volley. Need 2 or 3 to get into position when coming to net. Split step followed by some controlling small steps.
Dan Djokovic. Djokovic leads 5 games to 4. First set.
So talking about that pace difference in the Djokovic game, there's a whisper going around that he's lightened up his frame quite a bit. And when you lighten the frame, it's to get more racket head speed. But in his case too, you mentioned the elbow surgery. It's probably to take a little bit of that weight out of that joint. Now, there's 2 things can happen. You get more racket head speed, but if you start to slow down into the ball, you lose power. A heavier racket, if you swing it hard, will give you more natural power, but you have to be able to have the strength to control the frame. So Novak's opponents are just getting a little bit more time on the ball, and in Khachanov's case, he's the guy who likes time because he's just going to let it rip if you give him time, and that's where we've seen him able to keep himself in this first set.
Time.
All eyes on Novak Djokovic. And some big stars on this court today. Look how busy it is still at 20-8 on this second Monday.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Karen Khachanov is serving to save the first set now, 4-5. Close contact rally. Wonderful touches from both men.
Love 15. Let's first one. 15 all.
Not many players can do that, slide in the grass like it's a clay court. Incredible athleticism.
Oh.
He's annoyed with himself.
Oh, he
15-30.
He went to play a shot and changed his mind mid-stroke there. And I actually like this little cat and mouse play with Novak sort of trying to draw him into playing some short chips and drop shots. Novak's going to win the majority of those points if they get into that.
Left first one.
Miscue. Spooned off his racket. Djokovic has 2 set points. Kachanov's 9th unforced error. Could be a costly one. Set full of truly entertaining tennis. It goes Djokovic's way. 38 minutes. Djokovic takes the opener by 6 games to 4.
Well, it was an entertaining set, but it was a poor closing game there from KHACHANOV. He'd done so well to get the break back. I've talked about him trying to dominate the points. Novak just coming off pace, but that's what great players do. It's called scoreline pressure. 5-4, and Novak gets every ball back into play. Puts the pressure on just by being intense at that particular moment. One of the things that stood out, we talked about serve, Matt, no aces.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was where the pressure comes from Novak. He had ability to put racket face on ball and get a rally started.
As Todd mentioned, KHACHANOV has served 84 aces in the tournament in his 3 previous matches, but not a single one has got past Djokovic this evening.
We also mentioned, okay, is there the ability within his game style to be able to change things up. We've seen him come forward, play some nice volleys. There was a little panic in a key point there. 15 all, I think it was, where he looked like he was going to play a slice back and then tried to turn it into a drop shot. Clarity got clouded at that moment. That was crucial.
Well, the winner of this one will face Nishikori of Japan in the quarterfinal. He came through earlier today against Ernest Gulbis. Nishikori awaits the winner of this one. Here we go. Set number 2 on court 1.
Oh! 15 love.
Miles per hour on the serve.
30 love.
Djokovic is quickest in this match, 121. His quickest in the tournament, just higher at 122. KHACHANOV has the bigger serve, but we've not seen much of it so far.
Well, I put that one down to win. I put the serving
15.
down to win a little bit out here to do. It's a really swirly conditions, and you want to keep your percentages up, so you want to make sure you take a little bit off it. But he was in position here and just drops the racket head too early on that backhand volley.
Lost his range at the moment, the
40,
Russian.
15.
Balls flying east and west across the court and out. Djokovic seems quite settled at the moment.
Let second serve. Yeah, Djokovic.
It was a slow serve, 87 miles per hour, that KHACHANOV could not get himself out of the way.
First game, second set.
And they seem to be enjoying themselves up in Novak Djokovic's connections box at the moment. Here's the 87 miles per hour serve.
He was too early on it. It actually swung. The ball hadn't come to him. So the footwork was going sideways, not forward.
Yeah, and KHACHANOV's game is rapidly unravelling here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's reset concentration.
Look at the last 15 points.
Easy one. Doesn't matter that he missed the easy one, because in essence the pressure
15 off.
he puts on by being able to do this. Have a look at the flexibility, and the recovery is equally as impressive, the way he gets himself back to the centre of the court, and that's worth an unforced error a little later on in this game and or set.
On the line and out. A couple of times he's been caught out.
15-30.
Expecting the ball to land long, then it flying up off the line, and his balance is all askew. Stroke rally and 2 great points for Novak Djokovic.
Well, the problem for KHACHANOV now is that he's hit 2 backhands down the line in this game that have been magnificent. And they both come back, and that builds pressure about how close you feel you have to hit to the lines.
$30-40. Then Djokovic. Djokovic leads 2 games to love. Second set.
Double fault from KHACHANOV to concede that second game of the second set. It's a break of serve for Novak Djokovic. So many breaks of serve. Djokovic took the first set 6-4. Just over half an hour. Leads 2-love in this second. Seems to be in control, and we're seeing so many unforced errors from KHACHANOV now.
Let for some.
One of the characteristics of this match that Todd and I have enjoyed has been the close contact tennis, the drop shots, the volleying, with the men separated by just a few metres on either side of the net. It's been really entertaining.
So we've seen power, we've seen athleticism, we've seen touch. In the first set, when Novak got the break, though, we saw a drop in concentration for him. There was 4 unforced errors to give the break back. Interested to see how he retains, or can he retain that here in this second set.
Let for some.
The wind is a bit of an issue. It is swirling around this court. You can see the white shirt on Novak Djokovic just billowing in the breeze.
The intriguing thing about playing in these courts when they get windy is that you actually have different levels of wind. What am I talking about? Well, you can put a lob up and it will go downwind at a certain height, throw it higher, and it may come back because the wind comes into these stadiums, hits a part of the stand, and then wraps itself back around. It's very swirly.
Again, Djokovic.
That's a terrific winner from Novak Djokovic. And he backs up the break of serve, leading by a set. And 3 games to love now.
Djokovic leads 3 games to love, second set, and by 1 set to love.
And that's why it's such a benefit to be a seeded player that gets to play out on these courts so often. For KHACHANOV, he hasn't, as far as I'm aware, been out on court number 1 before, so he's absorbing all of these new things. Novak, of course, rarely plays outside of these. He did play on, I think it was court 2 in the previous round, which is a rarity for him.
Yeah, he was on centre on Saturday against Kyle Edmund, which is the only time he's dropped a set. The match prior to that against Horacio Zeballos of Argentina was out on court 2.
That's the one, yes.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick affair, 1, 2 and 3 in favour of Djokovic. He's in the round of 16 here, of course. He's only lost once in the round of 16. That was back in 2006 to the Croatian Mario Ancic. This has always been a rewarding round of tennis for Novak Djokovic, traditionally the round of 16 at Wimbledon. And the number 1 court crowd have been royally entertained today. Excellent Kevin Anderson, Gael Monfils match before this. And then Djokovic getting back towards his best. 3 times champion.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please.
Fergus Murphy just asking for some calm. KHACHANOV still looking for his first game in this second set. He's a man who's served more than 80 aces in the tournament, but hasn't managed to score one in this match.
Whoa! Where did that come from? Sudden injection of pace from Djokovic on that forehand.
Love 15.
Well, Yosinko, he gets really deep in the court, and from that position, well, he has to go for something big, but he gets the centre of the racket.
15 all.
A few little mistakes from Djokovic at times during this match, and it's frustrated him.
Trouble again on serve. I'd like to see KHACHANOV try to mix it up a little bit with his serve. He took a little bit off that 197 on the second. He got a shorter reply. The moment he's going with consistently hard, flat serving, and that's allowing Novak just to block the ball deep. Another prime example there. Novak having no trouble with the flat, hard ball. He needs to shape it. He needs to kick it. He needs to give some slice. Hit some big ones, take some pace off, and try to get Novak to give him some free points.
Too much for some. Oh, woke up just in time. First break point save. Still danger here for KHACHANOV. And whoever that gentleman is who is dozing is actually one of KHACHANOV's connections. Up there with his coach. .124 miles per hour on the serve.
And that's one of the few that he hasn't got back into play. He got his racket on it easily though, Novak.
Now a chance for
Advantage KHACHANOV.
the Russian, who's 6 feet 6 inches tall, to get a foothold in this second set. Well played, saving break points to hold serve.
Djokovic leads 3-1. Second set.
Djokovic, the 12th seed, currently ranked at 21. His opponent, KHACHANOV, is the world number 40, coming into Wimbledon. A couple of singles titles behind him. Djokovic, of course, has won multiple titles, multiple Grand Slams, 68 titles in total.
Love.
He's just been a little lazy a couple of times when he's come into net. He hasn't stayed with the volley. That time there, really coming up and out of it.
effort. Great control from Djokovic on the backhand volley.
30-15.
Take a look there. He finishes the volley with a little bit of a follow-through. Even though it's a drop volley, watch here as he nips the back of the ball, takes the racket more towards the target, which is essential for good volleying.
$40-15.
Seven forehand unforced errors now from the Russian.
Too much.
40-30.
He's got quite an extreme grip on the forehand, Khachanov, and he's on grass. You have to adapt a little bit, try to neutralise that grip because the ball comes on quicker. You can't take such bigger cuts and big swings. If you do, you'll be late, you'll miss hit.
Djokovic leads 4-1, second set, and by 1 set to 0.
Just after 8 here at Wimbledon, and Djokovic has strengthened his position in the second set, leading the way by 4-1 now after 58 minutes of play. Plenty of people still out watching on Henman Hill, seeing themselves on the big screen, which is bolted onto the side of court 1. There's the roof on centre, and there will be a smaller version of that on number 1 court this time next year. It's ready to receive its roof.
Well, these are intriguing times for both players out on court right now, because as the light's fading a little bit, it's still okay out there, but as we head towards the next half hour, Djokovic wants to get as far through this match as he possibly can. Of course, he wants to finish it.
Time.
Khachanov at this point, he wants to sort of try to slow things down so that perhaps they don't finish and he can get back here tomorrow. And when you're out on court, these things start going through your mind. I've been there.
Thank you. Players are ready.
So a lot of work to do now for Karen Khachanov to get back into this set. 1-4 behind.
Love 15.
And that forehand is a bit flaky at the moment.
You talked about the coaching changes. He's gone back to his original coach, who felt that the time he'd spent away from him, that grip on the forehand had got more extreme, and he's been trying to bring it back a little to neutralise.
15 all.
At last, an ace.
So that he can flatten it out a bit more, so he doesn't get caught as much on the low ball like he did on that previous point. But of course, once you start fiddling a little bit, it takes time to make changes.
30-15.
And you wait an hour for an ace, and then 2 come along at once.
So he's obviously found a bit of rhythm with the serving action now.
Whoa!
Let. Second serve. $40-15.
Well, this was a brilliant forehand down the line. Just had too much room to cover. If anything was wrong with that, see how he went laterally across the court. That made it difficult. He needed to cut it off a little earlier.
Game KHACHANOV.
3 aces in the game from KHACHANOV.
New balls, please. Djokovic leads 4 games to 2, second set.
Well, there was a change up in the serve there. He went wide, took a little bit more pace off it, got it shorter up the line, and thus got a couple of aces out of it. So perhaps he is thinking about some changing in the serve.
Love 15.
The way that the net's billowing at the moment, looks as if Novak's serving into the wind.
There's Jelena Djokovic in the centre, Novak's wife.
Love 30.
Djokovic's first double fault. Down the line.
15-30.
Just cooling down slightly around court 1. Temperatures due to drop in the next couple of days. Mid-20s rather than high 20s.
There because the breeze was bringing that ball back in. It actually was just long. It curled around the doubles alley almost to get in there.
Taking a huge amount of time between points, well over the 25-second mark now.
Djokovic challenging the call.
He's challenging this one, but he's taking a
center service line ball was called out.
long time between first and second serves as well. Let's see if this will go down as a Djokovic ace, or did it miss? No, it missed.
Second serve.
KHACHANOV slipping and sliding. It's been Djokovic who's been the victim of
Djokovic has 2 challenges.
a little bit of a slippery dust at the back of the court, but this time the Russian came a cropper.
Djokovic is 1 game away from taking this second set.
Djokovic leads 5 games to 2, second set, and by 1 set to 0.
That last change when they came out and talked about the mental strategy of trying to get that 2 sets of lead. At love 30, I could almost look at Novak from our box here, and you could see him go, come on, and get this out of the way.
It's another beautiful evening in southwest London. A few clouds around.
The light is fading a little quicker than it would be, obviously, if we had clear skies, but we're good for another hour at least, I would think.
You think so? See, this is where Khachanov could be saying, okay, I want to get off. I don't want to play another hour. I want to see if I can change momentum by perhaps coming back tomorrow.
Seats quickly, please. Time.
First meeting ever between these two players.
And it's been interesting because you can see Novak's done his homework. He seems to be able to pick where the serving patterns of Khachanov are going. He knows he has to keep the ball deep, and he's doing an excellent job at manoeuvring from corner to corner. All things that are Novak's strengths, mind you.
So Khachanov serving to stay in the second set at 2-5.
In the opening few games, it was the backhand of Khachanov that was doing a bit of damage to Novak, and he started to break down the other wing. That's the weaker wing of the Russian. You see there, that one just jumping a bit too short and dispatched.
Oh, same spot, a backhand winner this time.
Love setting.
20th winner from Djokovic. Love 30. Trouble for Khachanov here. That's a great pass.
Well, he goes with a two-hander again, so he gets the top spin, see the ball prop up. That gives Khachanov enough time to decide which way he wants to go with the passing shot. Needed to get through the court a little quicker.
Long, and here are 2 set points for Novak Djokovic.
15-14.
And of course, if he wins the set with a break of serve, then he'll be first to fire in the third set. Oh, he's down again. Can't recover in time, and Djokovic takes set number 2. He leads by 2 sets to love after an hour and 11 minutes.
Extends to 2. Djokovic leads 2 sets to love.
Fresh shirt for Novak Djokovic. Well, the height of the net is checked. Nothing left to chance here. He's changing rackets as well. And he's been slipping and sliding. Both men down on the deck a couple of times now.
Well, I really enjoyed watching that set unfold from Djokovic, because he started to take control tactically. You take a look at the stats, 3 aces. He didn't have any in that first set, Khachanov, but have a look at the the points won on first serve. This is the problem for the Russian. Only 54% won on his first serve. So he's getting nothing for free from Djokovic. And look at the winners to unforced errors category. We call that +7. And anytime you can be in the pluses in a set, generally you're the victor of that set. So very impressive. When we're watching Novak at the moment, the only thing that is different potentially from him going all the way here is these little snippets of concentration.
Djokovic to serve.
Last set, he's played it perfectly.
Good serve.
And Djokovic.
Slower ball down the centre, plenty of movement on it, 105 miles per hour.
First game, third set.
So placing the quarterfinals up for grabs here. The last Russian man to reach the quarterfinals at Wimbledon was Mikhail Yuzhny back in 2012. Marat Safin did it twice before him in 01 and 2008, and then Yevgeny Kafelnikov was a quarter-finalist here back in 95. And the winner will play Kei Nishikori. He awaits.
And Matt, what we're seeing here is a developing player at 22 has come on the scene, but perhaps at the moment there's not enough variety in his game. So that's what he likes to hit big, hit hard, and hit heavy.
30 love.
But the fabulous counterpunching skills of Novak have exposed that potentially he needs to be able to learn how to change things up.
Just wide.
It was a great dig on the volley too, because the defensive passing from Novak, making you play that one extra shot every single time, is relentless pressure.
40 love.
Now took a chance with a big second serve at 118 miles per hour, which he could afford to do at 40 love.
One game all, third set.
So Djokovic leads by 2 sets to love, and it's one game all in the third. wild forehand return of serve.
15 love.
Really opened his right shoulder.
He's pretty quick across the court, KHACHANOV. But the little drop shot from Djokovic
Was just too good, and the Russian was beaten by the second bounce.
Good picture there of the extreme forehand return grip. We were talking a little earlier about trying to neutralise that so that you can block the return back into play. That's what Djokovic, Federer, and even Nadal do so well. So there, he misses that volley, and Novak is down.
40 love.
Fourth time Djokovic has been on the grass.
Left first song.
So that grip's okay when you have time like on that second serve. One of the slowest there in the match from Djokovic.
40-15.
You've got enough time to take a big, long, winding swing and then go at the ball. But if the ball's onto you quick, you see how he starts there? It's almost like holding a frying pan, Matt. I know you're good in the kitchen.
I am.
Again, Djokovic.
back in front. 2-1. No breaks of serve yet in this third
Djokovic
set.
leads 2 games to 1, third set, and by 2 sets to love.
You know, so those types of things, when you talk about 22 improving your game, there are adjustments that he's going to have to make, particularly if he wants to do well on the grass and you come up against, you know, smart servers, big servers. And I still see plenty of upside in the development of this young man.
He's never been in a quarter-final of a Grand Slam before. It's only his second Wimbledon appearance. And his 8th major overall.
Well,
Limited exposure to the grass.
Well, he's still got the training wheels on, only his 8th major.
Djokovic was in the finals at Queen's, obviously, just before Wimbledon. KHACHANOV was playing in the equivalent tournament that week at Halle in Germany and got to the quarterfinals. That's how they both warmed up for Wimbledon. Djokovic was looking pretty good at Queen's, lost the final ultimately to Marin Cilic, but was making rapid improvements in his grass court play. And he's just come on in leaps and bounds in the last week here, dropping just one set,
ladies and gentlemen,
to get to this stage. KHACHANOV is playing catch-up in set 3, 1-2.
15 love.
Fourth ace, 107 miles per hour.
Let's first turn.
Its way over. Goodness me.
15 all.
no business crossing. Djokovic was quick to apologise. Just the third forehand winner from KHACHANOV.
And there's the contrast there of the more neutralised grip of Djokovic for the return. By neutralised, you get another view of it there. It's almost as if he's just shaking hands with the racket. Look at that. You know, don't they call that members' bounces?
Absolutely. And he is a member as a former champion.
14-30.
The thing is, he doesn't really mean it.
No. Both men enjoying the moment. Smiles all round. And I think justice is served by the fact that KHACHANOV has won that game.
2 games all. Third set. Love.
That's a great dig.
He played safe with the overhead, didn't he? And he had to, because it's hard when the ball is coming straight down from a great height like that one. Great intent on the volley there.
Yeah, look at the concentration.
(30-15).
Just one drop shot too far from Djokovic there.
Just a really poor decision.
look at that, the light above. The spire of St Mary's, absolutely stunning. What a glorious evening. And we're watching some fantastic tennis here. Djokovic in control, but no breaks yet in this third set. 2-3. On the line. Maybe this will be the stage of this third set where Djokovic makes his move.
Huge second serve. Novak was on it just a little early.
15-all.
Being only that racket face just closed enough to smother the ball.
Fantastic pass.
But as good as it looked, you watch here, he comes in with the top spin, and then it sits up, and on the full run, it's actually the easiest one is to get that flick cross court. It gives you the angle. You have to execute it, though. Djokovic does so perfectly.
That's first one.
Here's a break point for Novak Djokovic.
30-40.
Chance to gain total control of this match. He has already broken his opponent on 5 occasions. Strokes in the rally, and the level of intensity there from both men was astonishing.
Deuce.
But if I'm Khachanov, I'm up there thinking, wow, I have to play that good every point to be able to win a point. Like that change-up coming from Djokovic. He didn't make it.
KHACHANOV.
But we saw the opening 4 games at this pace. It was blast tennis. It was brute force. Djokovic broke it up by changing the pace throughout the rally.
Deuce.
brings the error.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Second break point of the game for Novak Djokovic after the 9th unforced error from KHACHANOV.
Long, and Djokovic leads by 2 sets to love, and now with a break in the third. He'll serve for a 5-2 lead. This could be done
Djokovic
before 9.
leads 4 games to 2. Third set.
Intriguing, isn't it? Because he's played some big names before KHACHANOV, but he hasn't come up against Djokovic. He hasn't come up against somebody that can absorb all of his pace and power as well as Djokovic can. And he's going to have to learn a lot out of this match, because he hasn't been able to win points that he normally does. And the forehand starting to fall apart.
15 love.
Point. So much variety from Djokovic there.
30 love. Love.
He read this first volley well, but really he didn't get enough angle on it. He actually punched it well. Got it out in front, took it to the target, but it was right in the hitting zone of the forehand.
Djokovic is a game away from the quarterfinals of Wimbledon.
Djokovic leads 5 games to 2. Third set, and by 2 sets to love.
A bit of movement around court number 1. A few people heading home. Some late arrivals coming in. Maybe getting a resale ticket. Able to watch the last few games of this match. It's got quite cool this evening. Packed programme of tennis on court 1 today. It's been a really good value seat.
Well, all around, isn't it? Because with the perfect weather that we've had during the championships Monday, all of the round of 16s played in men's and women's singles. So if you can get a grounds pass, you're going to see some fantastic play.
Yeah. no men's matches tomorrow. It's ladies' quarter-finals day. I imagine there'll be 2 on centre and 2 on number 1. An hour and 39 minutes of play here. And the 22-year-old Russian is serving to stay in the match. 2-5. Incredible defence with the first dig from Djokovic.
We've seen some fantastic retrieving athletes. Michael Chang comes to mind from my era. Rafa is quite incredible, but I think he has the number 1 ranking. Novak, extraordinary. That is a very good approach shot. So he takes the double hander out of play. Uses a slice backhand, had enough penetration that it zipped through the court onto the racket of KHACHANOV quickly, and he can't control the pass. Much better attacking of the net.
(30-15).
Light fading quite fast now.
(15). (30).
Long. Djokovic has got himself the deuce and to within 2 points of victory.
Deuce.
More unforced errors from Karen Khachanov. 2-5 deuce. Now a second serve that he needs to make absolutely sure of. If he was distracted, there are a couple of flash guns going off on mobile phones and cameras. No complaints from Khachanov, but after an hour and 43 minutes, Novak Djokovic has a match point.
Deuce. Ladies and gentlemen, gentle reminder, no noise during the server's motion, please.
Second match point for Djokovic following that brutal return of serve.
Well, he's read the serve so well today, Djokovic, taking the big weapon away from the Russian.
late call.
Yeah, and I can tell you, he doesn't want to serve for this match. He wants to get this done now and get out of here.
Just coming up to 10-9 in the evening. Spectators would like to see a bit more. Match point number 3.
Djokovic.
Stroke rally to finish it off, and a standing ovation on court 1 after some thoroughly entertaining tennis. But it's Novak Djokovic who advances to the last 8 at Wimbledon, a straight sets winner over KHACHANOV of Russia.